Hey YouTube, what's up? This is Reluctant Mabi back again. My news and views, my views on some of the news. So first, let me get this out the way. Hola, Gudag, oi to the bang, Vasas los, bonjour mes amis, kedu, bawani, konnichiwa, nihao nihama, sani sani bonani, jumbo habaragani, and assalamu alaikum and shalom. Alright. Now, basically, I titled this Black Male and Famous. You are a target of black and now Mexican women, right? And I'm just saying, ask Derrick Rose on this and let him tell you what he thinks, right? Now, here's the problem with this. There may be a legit case. You know how they came after Cosby and all that stuff is not legitimate because everybody was doing the same thing. And as we all believe, as stuff come and go, this is a hit job. And then we have Juanetta Gibson, how she put Brian Banks in prison for 5 years, and then he was under house arrest for another 5 before she came out and admitted that, yeah, she completely lied. All right, then let's not forget the black woman on the Duke lacrosse team. Oh, let's not get about the mattress queen, the mattress lady, right? Let's not get about, holy cow, there is just so many, right? And so if you're a black athlete or an athlete, and white people, white men, you have to worry about this too. But more so black men, because in the beginning, we don't have the resources to defend ourselves. And the laws are set up so heinously that it's ridiculous. Now, I do not believe that, I believe that everybody's identity should be protected till you find out one way or the other what's going on, whether the woman's lying or whether the man did the deed, right? But no, that isn't how it works. All right, the woman didn't go to trial. She didn't go to the police. The woman brought forth a lawsuit, right, accusing Derrick Rose and 2 others of gang rape. All right, and is leading to and she's leading 2 different lives, right? Now, basically, she's probably leading that life that I'm gonna sleep with a bunch of athletes, that life that her people don't know about, you know, because she probably told her family she was the salt of the earth and stuff like that. And I'll tell you why I say that in a minute, right? But herein lies the problem, right? She is a central figure as identified as Jane Doe, so they didn't tell us who she is, but she gets to openly accuse Derrick Rose, publicly besmirch his name before a trial even begins, right? And this is why I'm saying, at best, this is going to be distortion, right? All right, so she is a 30-year-old college student whose family know nothing about her involvement with Rose or the lawsuit, where she seeks $21.5 million, keeping her Mexican immigrant parents, siblings, and many nieces and nephews in the dark is critically important to her, and gets harder as the October 4th trial date looms. More attention is focused on the case, right? Now, here's the thing. It goes on to say they sent something wrong. All right, she gets to maintain her anonymity, right? While everybody blast Derrick Rose and put him and his 2 partners all over the tabloids and everything, right? Here is the problem with this. The newspaper should have said NBA star might be guilty of assault, right? And then wait to see what the courts say and wait to see how everything pans out. But the way it stands right now, right, she gets to maintain her anonymity And because of this, a lot of these women were bringing false charges against these athletes. And then after they destroyed the athletes, all right, then they're outed as lying. Like what happened with Juanetta Gibson. What happened in the Duke lacrosse case. What would happen with the mattress lady, even though, you know, she publicly put her thing. But this happens too much, right? And so basically, we go into what Derrick Rose's attorneys say. He said, this is not a rape case. It's pure and simple extortion by a plaintiff who wants to hide behind the cloak of anonymity while seeking millions in damages from a celebrity with whom she was in a long-term, non-exclusive, consensual sexual relationship. And there is the rub right there. Derrick Rose's lawyer wrote in a court filing in Los Angeles, where the case in is in U.S. District Court. All right. Now, the stakes are high, of course, for Rose. There are no stakes that there's no risk for lying to this woman unless it goes to trial. And this is the problem with all the media buzz, with us knowing that it's Derrick Rose. All right. It's kind of like in a Michael Jackson case that until he was dead, people did not understand that he didn't do anything to any child. And people are still making jokes that as if he was guilty. Why? It's the reason he paid off the first charge. Because they realized that any famous person going through a court case is going to be always going to be considered guilty if there's a long drawn out court case, no matter how much of a liar that the people were lying on him was. Which in a Michael Jackson case, it came out with a couple of solid pieces of evidence, not only to mention an admission that these people lied on him. They were extorting money off of him. But you have to wait till this dude is dead. All right, black people, along with the white people, but black people, how sorry black people are to put that man through that kind of hell because white people say he guilty before being automatically, all the comedians and stuff like that got up there and blasted him and stuff. Turned out he wasn't guilty. A lot of people knew he wasn't going guilty. Now, there's some things we found out about him during that court case that we know he wasn't guilty, but it was a surprise to everybody, right? But it's ridiculous, right? So, this woman alleges Rose and two of his friends gang raped her at her home early morning August, forcing her way, and after she drank so much she vomited and later blacked out. Rose and the defense claims she let them inside the apartment and willingly had sex. Someone who's overly intoxicated cannot legally consent to sex, and the woman says she was in no condition to provide affirmation for Rose. Okay, and now you get into the weeds, right? All right, everybody goes out drinking. She has sex, and then 2 years later, she needs some money. So now she's going to go back and say, I was so drunk that I couldn't say yes or no, right? And that's going to be the new thing. So brothers, if you talking to a female and she drink, kick her to the curb, because basically she could trump up charges and do this to you. Now, Rose and this woman dated for nearly 2 years. All right, they dated for 2 years. Now, she says, as soon as I woke up, I was dressed. I had my dress on from previous night and never go to sleep in what I'm wearing. All right, that's bull. All right, because I don't usually go to sleep in what I'm wearing, but some of the times I go to sleep in what I'm wearing. All right. So she's telling her story. She always prepare herself before she go to sleep. All right, and she tells these details, right? I'm Okay, Rose's defense team said her roommate was home and nearby the entire night and never testified to being concerned her friend was in distress. Rose's legal findings contend that he and his friends had no idea the woman was severely drunk and say she personally let them into the apartment and her bedroom. Now, I will go this far. Black men, when you get famous and stuff like that, on some things, right? This Rose got what's coming to him, because you and two men in there, really? I don't got no love for you for that. I have no love to Rose for that. All right, y'all, let me remind you, let's get those thumbs up to donate. My PayPal me link will be in the description box. Take care of yourself and family first. But if you have an abundance, if you have extras, hey, send some this way so that we can do what we do in the community, all right? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And when you subscribe, click the notification bell, all right? Sharing is very important to this channel right now. All right, so brothers, please do that. Let's keep it going. I'm going to tell you why I have no love to Rose for that. He went in with two other dudes, and you going to partner up on somebody? That's unbecoming a good black man. And I don't care how good you are at basketball, that's that thug mess. All right? And your reputation needs to be damaged. All you sick brothers like that's going to get famous and then go up there and try to do a train on somebody, that's sick. Now, his other friends, co-defendant Ryan Allen and Randall Hampton, all right, this is out of hand. All right, and I ain't down with that. That's sick. I don't know how you do that. I don't care how much money you have. Kobe, all right, that woman went up to his thing. She wanted what she wanted. Okay, I ain't hating on the man for that. I think he was set up by her, right? I'm glad his missus decided to stay with her. Tyson, all right, they got him the same way, right? I still respect Kobe. As far as his life, I didn't like what he did to the Lakers as far as the team split it up. But as far as that, I respect that. Because, you know, it came out that he, you know, well, y'all know it. Y'all know what the court said. All right. I respect Mike Tyson because we all know what time it is when a female go knock up on your door at a hotel at 3 in the morning. All right. And basically, this is the new tool that these women are using on to extort money out of black men. However, in my view, in my personal view, I think any man that takes two other Negroes up there for one woman, y'all cross a line with me. And that mess is too freaky. Period. I ain't down with that. I don't see how that's right. I really don't. Now, here's the other thing, right? For a woman. And it doesn't stop there. Now, this is what happened after. Lawyers for Rose may also call a former co-worker who said that the woman was bragging about having sex with the NBA star hours after the alleged rape. And there it is. All right, now, it's salacious allegations of a woman who is now on, guess what? Okay, you got the next step, a media tour. All right, she claims not to remember not much and says that not remembering do not change which transpired. All right, now, she claims that, but she could be lying. Because like I said, a bunch of women, this has been a ongoing trend, that a bunch of women, especially black and minority women, have been setting up black men in particular in order to extort money from somewhere or the black men themselves. All right. And so they go into the sexual assaults involving incapacitated women. But the funny thing about this is that these news media do not go into false rape charges that's been happening to the men. So while they do that, and this is from the AP exclusive accuser, the AP, right? And it's an they say exclusive accuser has a secret, right? You can always also find this story on MSN.com. All right, so they go into the other NFL players and stuff like that. In Derrick Rose's case, there is no criminal charge. The woman went to Los Angeles police. All right, y'all tell me. The woman went to the Los Angeles police 2 years after the incident. And so far, no evidence has been forwarded to the district attorney's office. So she bragged a day after she slept with them, then went to the police 2 years afterwards. So what happened? She ran into some financial problem, need to make a come up. All right. And so they have no evidence to be forwarded because she went 2 years later. All right. And because her and Derrick Rose was in a 2-year non-exclusive sexual relationship, all right, she had to come up with some other things to get this rape allegation to kind of work. Right? Now, I'm going to tell you how it's going to kind of work. There is no evidence. It's a he say, she say. All right. But she gets to plaster his name all over the media while she gets anonymity. Why? Because it's the $21.5 million that she won. That's why she filed a lawsuit instead of criminal charges. That's why she bragged the day after it happened, and she's filing these charges 2 years later. Now, he can so the DA, Jane Robinson, is saying that she went to the police 2 years after the incident. So no evidence has been forwarded to the district attorney's office for review and possible prosecution. DA spokeswoman Jane Robinson said, right? Now, here's the problem. If she was drunk, all right, and she's claiming she was drunk and then raped, all right, and since she didn't go the next day, you can't do a BAT, a blood alcohol test. All right. There is no rape kit to show whether it's consensual or not. Then you have the problem with her bragging to people at the office about her night. All right. There is absolutely no way to prove that this absolutely happened with evidence. This is probably why a woman may wait 2 or 3 days. 2 or 3 years and then do this. Think about this, fellas, before you make a bunch of money and get tied up with these women. Think about this. The black man is a target in the United States. And everybody sees it. They looked at the stuff that the black women were doing, and other minorities that want to come up are doing the same thing. Why do you think a lot of rich black men are starting to turn to white women only? I bet you Derrick Rose will end up with a white woman, to include the other two. They're going to end up with a pure white woman. All right? There is no value in the black woman. And now other minorities, if this is what, if this is the risk you have to take merely by talking with them. All right, this is just too much of a risk for black men. They need to stay away from all the big booties. Right? Y'all, they better get some Oriental. Go to Panama. They need to leave the islands alone. Brazil might be okay. Go to Africa if you want black. Go to Brazil. But you might need to leave the American woman, period, alone. And your best choice is going to be a white woman if you are an athlete. Because even though they are doing it, they're doing it to a far less degree than these black women. And now the Mexican women are getting involved. Now, again, Derrick Rose, he got what's coming to him. Because he want to be player. This is what happened to players. Now, he and the alleged victim met at the glitz of a Hollywood party hosted in 2011, the year he won the league MVP honors. Both sides agreed that the relationship was long-running and involved consensual sex. She said she cared deeply for Rose. No, she didn't. She wanted that money. And they communicated regularly via Skype or by phone, and saw each other when he came to California. She also took a trip to see him in Chicago. All right. In August 2013, Rose was in Southern California rehabbing a knee injury, and she was working in Los Angeles. They partied at Rose's rental house the night of August 26th, and then she went home after consuming vodka, wine, tequila. The men showed up several hours later. She said she remembers nothing, while Rose said she was alert after intercourse and even cleaned up her room. After they had left, she said she rushed to the shower but didn't feel the sensation of the water. She was in such shock. Okay. I just felt dirty, she said. Like, I didn't want to believe it was true. Now, Rose's attorney questioned why she didn't immediately report the alleged rape to the police or get examined at a hospital. They say she went to police only after she failed at multiple attempts to get money from Mr. Rose. Oh, wow. So she was trying to break him off some change. He wasn't giving it up. And so, wow, up pumps this story. How you say it? Up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to the boogie of the rhythm of me. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong. All right. The woman showed up late for work and was in no condition emotionally to talk to police or seek treatment. Though she said a concerned co-worker told her about her condition upon waking up and encouraged her to go to the authorities and even call a lawyer on her behalf. Her right hand was in pain from burning it previous night at Rosa's home and began a blister. The co-worker is scheduled to be a witness. So we got two co-workers. One says she was bragging, and then another co-worker. All right, she goes in. She didn't want to tell anybody what happened, and she didn't want anyone to know. All right. So basically, they're using her legal team is saying that Rosa's harassing her. All right. Now, here's the thing. She said she reached out to Rose, but he wouldn't return her questions or her messages. And then her legal team turns around, and Rose, who is not returning any messages or talking to her, they're accusing Rose of using a campaign of harassment to try to intimidate her. All right. So this is going to be a battle of the lawyers, where this is Lord. This woman is the youngest child from a large conservative religious family from Mexico. If her parents learn the truth, she fears devastating the entire family. But she was acting like a whore in a non-committal relationship with a dude, right? Now, that's before this night. We don't know what happened this night. But we're saying she was there to pick up her dude with some change, and these charges came 2 years after she was trying to get money out of him. All right, and this is a woman that says they have traditional expectations of her, but she wasn't following in the tradition of her family. She wants to win her case and maintain her anonymity. In other words, she wants to get the money, have it still be anonymous, and empower other women to do other men like this if she's lying. The evidence shows that this is, on the face of it, y'all know what it is. The men know what it is. The women, if this work, it's going to be open season on athletes or anybody with any moniker of money from women like this. All right. What happens when a man gets charged with rape? He goes to jail. What happened to a woman that is charged with false child support? She gets to keep on going down the line until she finds out who the baby daddy is, and then he pays back child support. So you have a lot of women dying because of that, because these dudes are getting tired. All right, what happens to women with false rape? Nothing. None of the women that claimed false rape went to jail. The Duke Lacrosse woman, she didn't go to jail for lying about false rape. She went to jail for murdering her boyfriend. If she would have went to jail for her lying, maybe another black man would be alive today. Oh, but black men don't matter in the United States. All right. As the case plays out, she's going to continue going to school. All right. So here we go. Y'all got the story printed out and read it because I just had to read that. So y'all got the story. There is no evidence. There is nothing but he say, she say. In a culture where athletes have become a target. Now, do I have any love for Derrick Rose? Hell no. All this stuff that's happening to him, he deserved it because he should have acted more becoming a man instead of getting with somebody like this and being in that party atmosphere and trains and stuff. Yes, you mess around with dog, you might get fleas, Mr. Rose. And fleas go where the nourishment is, and you have it in the form of millions. All right. So, with the way this went down, I ain't got no love for Rose for going at it like that. All right. But this woman, her story seems suspect at best. Those are my final thoughts. One more thing before my these are my final thoughts. Dudes, these women are looking to set black men up at every angle, right? But it don't have to go down that way if black men just start living according to the commandments, right? If there's a price to fame that we just cannot even imagine. There's a price to that. You're seen as a target. You got people like Egypt Ann that once you eliminated and was intentionally setting people up to get evicted from apartments. She would try to have them thrown in jail. All right. You got women like Crystal and Karazin that don't give a hoot about any black man, to the point where she tells other women not to give any care to black men, but was crying when black men did not come to her aid. The same black men that she squatted on. All right, you got a lot of women like this. And this, most of the black women, why do I say this? Because if you go look at all these black women that are just telling black women to do evil. I'm not saying they don't like behaviors. They're saying, oh, this is how you set a black man up. This is how you do evil. Oh, get you a white man after you set a black man up. This is how you hit him for child support. This is how you get government assistance off of the back of that black man. You see, when they tell you that, they are just setting you up. And there's a lot of women in support of that. And then if you say something about it, who's going to be mad at you, black man? The black woman. You sisters, you need to separate. You need to repent and separate from that group, because the Most High must judge them. And black men are crying out for judgment. We're not crying out for peace for these women. We are crying out for the Most High to judge them, and judge them harshly. All right. And I don't know about you. Well, the Most High's judgment is going to be a righteous judgment. But we want the Most High to come down and judge these black women extremely. We're asking for Ezekiel 26 judgment. Y'all go look it up and read it. With that said, I'm out. Oh, one more final thought. Baller Alert have given women tips on how to get that pro athlete, at least for a night. But they needed to give these women another tip. Sooner or later, they all hit that wall. Sooner or later, they all hit that wall. With that said, I'm out. Oh, no depolicing zone. That's what this is.
Because, you know, they don't care which deed they try to be all up on. So they're not going to be able to police grown Afro men that's tired of their mess. Peace. I'm out.